Hello, it's me. So, on this rainy Tuesday in October, I decided to watch a video by a content creator here on YouTube called Jeff. The channel is called Jeff Buys Cars. So, do go over and show them some love. It's a cracking channel. I don't think I agree with him on everything, but do you know what? Like me, he's a bloke just trying to get by and noticing a lot of things aren't quite adding up. And that is making a lot of people unhappy in their daily lives. And I can identify with that. I have my own issues with my mental health and my physical health. Don't we all? Don't we all? So I was thinking a while ago about having a section on this channel called Conversations with GROK. And it never amounted to anything because the answers that GROK provides, or at the time at least, were really sort of verbose, which is what you want. You want a lot of information, but for the purposes of YouTube, just snappy delivery and all that, it didn't quite sort of add up. But anyway, Jeff seems to have had the same idea, and he's decided to ask GROK a question. It should become apparent as we go. So, shall we?
And I said, if you were in charge of a country and you noticed that the citizens were really miserable, what policies would you pursue to make your people happier? And GROK replied, and it said, I prioritise maximising personal freedoms by slashing burdensome regulations, fostering economic opportunity through low taxes and innovation incentives, and since prosperity lifts spirits, I'd reform education to emphasise critical thinking and practical skills over indoctrination, while bolstering family policies like child tax credits to encourage stable homes. Finally, ensure strong national security and community support networks, as safety and belonging are happiness foundations, without mandating joy, just removing the barriers to it. And I love that reply.
Who wouldn't love that reply, quite frankly? Basically, increase your freedoms, make people feel more secure, but jobs are good. I mean, obviously there are more steps. You just heard Jeff outline them there. But the way is simple. And if you listen to what he was saying, there was a tell, wasn't there? It gave light to the actuality, the truth that we have here in the UK at the moment, which isn't quite what he just relayed. So we'll carry on listening to what he says, because it's very, very well put together. It's very pertinent, in my opinion.
We're going to mandate joy in this dream world. We're going to remove the barriers to joy. Now, that's a slogan I could get behind. And then someone cleverly replied and said, what policies would you pursue to achieve the opposite? So what policies would you,
and here we go,
pursue if you wanted to achieve the opposite of optimum human happiness? If you wanted a destroyed, downtrodden, distraught, neglected, miserable populace, what would you do? And AI replied and said, to induce misery, I'd impose heavy progressive taxes that punish success and productivity while expanding bureaucracy with endless regulations, stifling innovation and personal initiative. I'd promote identity-based divisions through subsidized grievance programs, erode free speech via censorship boards, and centralize control over education and media to propagate despairing narratives. Finally, I'd restrict mobility and trade with protectionist barriers, ensuring scarcity and resentment flourish among the populace.
So do go over and watch the last few minutes of that. It is worth it. And the first few minutes of it, it is worth it. It's a great little video. He's just asked GROK that question, and GROK outlined effectively where much of the planet is right now. I say often on this channel that we are dripping in intelligence, and it's at the root of everything that is effectively wrong here. Various intelligence departments vying to get their agendas rolled out, using the politicians and the media, and there are big problems because they're also using our politicians, of course. Lobbying is a pox. But what's worse than lobbying, potentially worse than lobbying, a captured politician, a politician who will just tout any intelligence line required. It's all done for the children, though, of course, save the children. So, this video isn't a very cheery video, but it's a very pertinent video. I've also said on this channel on many occasions that I think that the current government, the people who are in charge currently, are governing for somebody else. And there's no point speculating who I think that is. There are any number of possibilities. But it's becoming apparent that much of the Liberal Labour government are members of the Fabian Society, whose logo is a wolf dressed in sheep's clothing, which was changed a few years ago now to a turtle or a tortoise. Yeah, a rather unpalatable saying, slowly, slowly, etc., etc. You get the drift. Here we are, all Fabianed up. And no doubt with various politicians who must be able to see because they have eyes and ears, and I'm sure they have a brain also. And as destroyed as it possibly is, a moral backbone should sort of be extant in them somewhere, that there is a wrong being perpetrated on the various citizens of this country. But it's always difficult to self-snitch when you're that self-aware. So, what to do? Stay positive. The amount of things that have been instigated, implemented by the politicians, by Starmer et al. In this country over the last 3 months, shows me, a normal citizen in this country, that they are desperate, they are scared, they have to implement as much as they can because they know they are on borrowed time. They hope that the British populace is too dumb to realise that the Conservatives will just mean more of the same, and in my opinions, so do the Greens. There will be no change, despite all the fine words from their current leader, Zach Polanski, I believe. Farage? No. Farage isn't Trump enough for the UK's needs right now. And as I've said previously, I'm not a fan of Trump. But he's shaking up the apple cart in the US just enough to make the dark powers that were, it seems, in control of the Biden administration run for the sidelines. At least for now. So, what to do to make a happy populace? Jeff spelled it out. What to do to make an unhappy populace? Well, Starmer's government has spelled that out. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe, and share. I am interested in your views. Until next time, this is me signing off. Do look after yourselves.